This is a book of Exodus, chapter 32, verse 27. And he said unto them, Thus said Yahweh, power of Israel, put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from the gate to gate throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. I like to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. I like to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the men of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is Brother Boaz on the set once again. Now we see here that we have came to the end of Esau Edom's reign, okay, his rulership. We see that Yahweh Shai is about to bring the end of this man, okay. Now, if you want to be saved, like we discussed on multiple occasions, you have to return back to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, and you have to return back to this doctrine of GMS, okay? You have to posture underneath this doctrine. Let's get into it. It's the only way, okay, to make it out with your life, okay? It's the only way to be assured, assurance, if you will, to make it out, okay? Turn to the book of Acts. The book of Acts, chapter 28, verse 22. But we desire to hear of thee what thou thinkest, for as concerning this sect, we know that everywhere is spoken against. Okay, so if you notice GMS, like we discussed on multiple occasions, they're the worst hated Israelite group, okay, and that's how you know by marker, by prophecy, okay, which we got as sure and reliable. We know that that's how you know that they have it, okay. They're the least like camps out there, okay. All these other Israelite camps, they're gonna get you killed. ISUBK, ICIU, GOCC, you will get put to death if you follow those camps to the end, okay? I personally speaking as a man, I believe when they finally unveil this mark of the beast, they're gonna have a lot of their members fall out those camps because they're not gonna be prepared, okay, for this microchip that's gonna come out, okay. Okay, that's what this is about, okay? So if you want to make it out with your life, okay, and you concerned with you and your families and your loved ones, you have to posture underneath this doctrine of GMS so you can make it out with your life, okay? That's what this is about. So you want to know what this is about? That's what this is about. Saving your life and making it out while you still got a chance. Okay, one moment. Turn to the book of Timothy. The book of Timothy, chapter 4, verse 16. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. Okay, so you save yourself and them that hear thee. Okay, so that's what this is about. Okay, 40 more days until America's overthrown. Okay, 40 more days until America's destroyed. Okay, and so Yahweh Shai will come out with this chip, this mark of the beast, okay, Yahushua will come out with it, okay. It's really Yahushua's mark, okay, to test the world, okay. We all are going to be tested, okay, to see what type of sort that we are of. Okay, let's get it. We all are going to be tested. Let's see, but you have to keep your integrity. The book of Sirach, chapter 17, verse 10. And the elect shall praise his holy name. Okay, so without the names, don't expect to make it out with your life. Okay, the names are the most important thing that you can have. Okay, it's more important than gold and silver. Okay, Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare thyself so for temptation. Let thou sorrow arise and constant endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cling unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thou last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take it cheerfully, and be patient without or change to a lower state. Now, that could be, you could be homeless, okay? You could lose your job, you could be homeless. So, yeah, I was trying to say you have to be patient when you've been changed to a lower state, okay? That's what this is about, because you have to be tried in a furnace, okay? That's what this is all about. For gold is tried in a fire, and acceptable men in a furnace of adversity. Okay, so you have to be tried. Okay, that's what this is all about. If you're not being tried, if you're not going through your sad tribulations, how you expect to make it out with your life? Okay, and you have to be tried if you want to make it out with your life. Okay, that's what this is all about. Turn to the book of Proverbs. Book of Proverbs. Give me a second here. Give me one quick second. So, if you want to make it out with your life, and if you're concerned about you and your loved ones, you endure this sound doctrine. Okay, that's what this is all about. The book of the book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 3. A finding pot is for silver, and a furnace for gold. But Yahweh tries the heart, okay? So Yahweh tries the heart, okay? And what type of heart that you have, And would you take a knee when your back is against the wall for Yahweh Shai, or would you keep your okay when this thing comes to pass? Okay, one moment. Give me a second here. Because the whole world will be tested. As a fawny pot for silver and a furnace for gold, so is a man's praise. So is a man to his praise. Okay, so Yahweh Shai is going to judge us and test us all the way. Okay, that's how we know what sort you are of. Okay, you will be tested and you will be proved. Okay, Yahweh Shai said it. Okay, and this is what this is about. Okay, and if you take a knee, no, surely you will be destroyed when this thing comes to pass. Let's get it. The book of Jonas, chapter 3, verse 4. And Jonah began to enter into the city a journey and cried out at 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown. Okay, so 40 more days, and America's going to be overthrown. Okay, we ran out of time. Okay, time is up. Okay, 2026. This could be the year that Yahweh shall bring this thing to pass. Okay, we just been patiently waiting, but Yahweh shall said, "Wait for it. It surely was going to come to pass." This could be the year. The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand on my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And Yahweh answered me and said, the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that reads it. For the vision, Salakia, for the vision is for appointed time, and the end is that will speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. Okay. Behold, his soul is not lifted up, is not upright in him. That's a so-called white man. But the just shall live by faith. Okay, so we shall live by faith. Okay, that's what this is all about. Okay, the just shall live by faith. Turn to the book of Matthews. The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 16. For behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye wise as serpent and harmless as doves. Okay, so you have to be wise, okay? Wise as serpent, but humble as doves, okay? Like I said before, this man's destiny is slavery, okay? And he's going to go out fighting. He's not going to just go lay down and say, okay, here's the keys, okay? He's going to go out fighting, okay? Him and his wicked conspiracy, okay? But Yahweh Shai is saying they don't fulfill their enterprise. That's what Yahweh Shai is saying. They won't fulfill their enterprise. Turn to the book of Job. The book of Job, chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, and their hand cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. They meet with noonday, they meet with darkness in the daytime, and grope in the noonday as it is night. Okay, so this so-called white man, he's not going to be able to perform his enterprise. Okay, Yahweh Shah's going to rain on them to terrorists. Nuclear bombs are going to get dropped on this man. Okay, and that's when Yahweh Shah's going to come. But speaking as an individual, okay, so you out with your life, okay, you have to have integrity. You have to keep your integrity. That's what this is about. The book of Job, chapter 15, verse 20. The wicked man travels with pain, and his years or numbers of the years is hidden from the oppressor. A dreadful sound is in his ears, and prosperity destroyers will come upon him. What dreadful sounds is in his ear? When you hear a loud boom, okay, instant panic sets in, okay, blood running out your ears, okay, urinate on yourself, why don't you, okay? That's when you hear a loud boom, okay? Then you're going to see and hear, and knowing that day you should have kept this thing more serious. You should have been more serious about this thing when this thing was being taught and preached. You're going to know in that day, okay, wow, I should have took this thing more seriously. Ears start bleeding. Instant panic sets in. Turn to the book of Jeremiah. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 14. Turn you, O backsliding children, said Yahweh, I am married unto you, and I will take you one from a city and two from a family, and I will bring you to Zion, okay? That's what this is about, okay? When this thing comes to pass, you're gonna wish that you was more serious about this thing. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 3, verse 5. Will he reserve his anger forever? Will he keep it to the end? Behold, thou hast spoken and done evil things as thou couldest. Yahweh said unto me, and that in the day of Joshua the king, have thou seen with backsliding Israel have done upon every high mountain and under every green tree, and there have played the harlot, okay? And that's what you're doing when you follow these false groups and these false religions, okay? You you basically when you follow these false Israelite groups and these false religions, okay, you playing harlot. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 5, verse 23. But this people have revolted, and a rebellious heart they have revolted and gone, neither say they to their hearts, let us now fear Yahweh our power, that he give us rain, both the former and the latter in its season, and is reserved unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest. Your iniquity have turned away these things, and your sins have withholded good things for you. Verse 26. For among my people are found wicked men, they lay wait as he can set his snares. They set a trap, they catch men, okay? Okay, one moment. Okay, give me a second here. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, verse 4. We'll start at verse 3. Thus say Yahweh, the power of Israel, amend your ways and your doings, and I will cause you to dwell in this place. Trust not in lying wonders, saying, the temple of Yahweh, the temple of Yahweh, the temple of Yahweh are these. For if thou duly amend your ways and your doings, if thou duly execute judgment between a man and his neighbors, if ye oppress not the stranger and the fatherless and the widow, and shed not innocent blood in this place, neither walk after other gods to your hurt, then I will cause you to dwell in this place and the land that I gave your fathers forever and ever. Behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit. Will ye still murder and commit adultery between and falsely and swear falsely and burn incense unto Balaam and walk after other gods whom ye know not? So that's what this is about, okay? We worshiping false gods, okay? It's up there with manslaughter, okay? Seek Yahweh, Yahweh Shah while you still can, okay? I'll say that over and over, okay? Once again, seek Yahweh Shai while you still can. The book of the book of Jeremiah chapter the book of Jeremiah, we'll start at verse 8. Let's start at verse 17, verse 1. Then I'll jump to 8. The sin of Judah is written with a pen of an iron and with a point of a diamond. It is engraved upon tables of their hearts and upon the horns of their altars. Verse 8. For he that, for he, let's start at verse 7. Blessed is a man that trusts in Yahweh, whose hope is Yahweh, is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and they spread out her roots by the rivers, and shall not see heat when it comes, but her leaves shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruits. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, Yahweh, search the heart. I try the reins, and to give every man according to his ways, and according to the fruit of his doings. Okay, so Yahweh Yahushua is the one that tries the hearts, okay? He tries the reins. It all boils down and breaks down to Yahushua. And without Yahushua, you won't make it out with your life when this thing goes down, okay? It's impossible. So you need to seek Yahweh while you still can, while the door is still open, okay? That's what this is about, okay? That's what it's about in a nutshell, okay? Seeking Yahweh, Yahushua while you still can, while the doors of mercy are still open. Turn to the book of Isaiah. The book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 6. Seek ye Yahweh while he may be founded. Call upon him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and let the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto Yahweh, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. Like I said, this could be the year, okay? Yahushua brings this instruction down, okay? We close. They got a 2030 agenda. And you know how these devils are. They like to get aggressive. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 10. For thus said Yahweh, that after the 70 years be accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you and perform my good word towards you and cause you to return to this place. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, say Yahweh, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I shall hearken unto you. And ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search me with all your hearts. And I will be found of you, said Yahweh, and I will turn away your captivity, and I will gather you from all the nations that I one moment. And I will gather you from all the nations and from all the places whither I have driven you, said Yahweh, and I will bring you again unto the place whence I've caused you to be carried away captive. Okay, so that's it. That's it. Yahweh will test us to see what type of sword that we're made of, okay? But you have to keep your integrity, and even when it hurts. That was one of my lessons. The book of Deuteronomy, Deuteronomy. Let's start at 29. But if from thence thou seek Yahweh thy power, thou shalt find him. If thou seek with all thy heart and with all thy soul, when thou art in tribulations, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to Yahweh thy power, and shall be obedient unto his voice. For Yahweh thy power is a merciful power. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them. But if not, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 26. Okay, but if we do not hearken, Deuteronomy 4, verse 26. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land, whether ye go over to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed. And Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathens, whether Yahweh shall lead you. Okay, so did not that happen? Okay, did not we be destroyed? Did not we be destroyed? And Yahweh shall make it come to pass. Okay, so that's what this. Okay, and this man, he's going to come out with the mark of the beast. Okay, and you have to take a posture, and you have to take a posture with this man. He will come out with it. Okay, this and we praying, we hoping that this is this year. Okay, because I'm sick and tired of this thing. Okay, I want this thing to come to pass. Okay, that's what this is about. I want this thing to come to pass. The book of chapter 51, verse 45. My people, go ye out from the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of Yahweh, lest lest your heart faint and ye fear, for the rumor shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that another year shall come a rumor, and violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Okay, so we just hear rumors. Okay, they want to put the mark of the beast on us. Okay, they want to chip us. Okay, we hear rumors of it. Okay, they want to basically chip society. Okay, and if you don't take that chip, you can't participate in this mass system. Okay, you won't be able to get your dailies. Okay, So we hearing a rumor, but so it's going to come to pass where violence is going to be in the land, okay? Ruler against ruler, okay? That's what this is about. Turn to the book of Luke. The book of Luke, chapter 18, verse 1. And he spoke a parable unto them to this end that men ought to always pray and not be faint, saying, There was in a city a judge which feared not power, neither regarded man. And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, Avenge me of my adversary, okay? Give me vengeance against the so-called white man already, okay? Let them be destroyed. Tired of them. Let them be destroyed already. Sick of the so-called white man. Let them be like old news. Tired of being underneath this man, okay? We get it, okay? We sin, okay? Punish the so-called white man, okay? The book of Sirach, chapter 27. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th will I utter with my voice. A man that has joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. Okay, so what this is about, okay? That's what this is all about, okay? Seeing the fall of our enemy, okay? Let them be destroyed. Let them be destroyed already. The book of Sirach, chapter 18, verse 20.